Hey YouTube, Targetpopper here. This is my Winchester 1907 SL. This one was made in 1949 and it is chambered for 351 Winchester self-loader. Obviously here's the box. This is Jamison ammunition that's still a factory gig out there that's making ammo for them. It's $28 and something cents a box. Almost $30 something dollars a box, I think. I can't remember exactly. It's not the cheapest thing in the world, but it works. And it's got good factory brass that's marked for 351. I bought this one a couple months ago, and it had some issues when I first got it. The buffer was completely compressed, the fore end was cracked, and I only had the 10-round magazine with it. Not a huge deal with the 10-rounder, but in Michigan we have to have 5-rounders in our centerfire rifles if we want to use them for hunting. So the way I fixed the fore end is there's a company, and I can't remember their name. I'll post a link in the description if I can remember who it is, who makes brand new fore ends, but you have to finish them and you have to fit them for length and for size and everything to your rifle beforehand. And it took a long time because I had to hollow out the entire inside with just the hand tools that I had available. But I think I matched the colors up pretty well. I don't think I did too bad. But it was $60, so if you're looking for one, if I can remember who it is, I'll post a link in the description. It takes a little bit of work, but if you have the know-how and the knowledge, you can make a nice, suitable looking replacement. And then the buffers are available, I think, on New Rich. They're a couple dollars a pop. I ordered 2 of them. I put a new one in there, and the old one was pretty ratty. It was, even though the gun was made in 1949, it was still in pretty rough shape. And then, obviously, I found this on eBay. I tested this out with 10 rounds the other day and it works just fine. Nothing wrong. So, all intents and purposes, this rifle's ready to go. I'm waiting on a couple reloading components, but besides that, we're ready to rock and roll. Now, from what I understand, production of these was from 1907 to 1957, so that's a production run of 50 years, which isn't really that bad. I think his name was T.C. Johnson, was the lead designer or the designer for this particular gun. It's a straight blowback. And this bolt, it's about this big inside of here, but it hooks down, and this entire area underneath the fore end just has a humongous block of steel. And that entire inertia from that block of steel moving back and forth is usually what adds these cracks to the stock, to the forearm. As you can see, this one cracked all the way through. I used Acro-Quick to fix it. Even though this has a few police model features, it's not a police model. They added the bigger magazine release. They added the hooked charging handle button. They also added the steel butt plate and the sling swivels. But supposedly, after a certain point in time, I can't remember the year, they just added those features to all the plain models like this one, which is fine with me. They're actually pretty nice features to have. I don't know if this gun was shipped with a 10-round magazine or if the previous owner bought a 10-rounder and just used that and then lost his original 5, but now we're back up to 5. And I like the way the 5-rounder looks in the gun anyway. I think that looks pretty slick in there. Kind of really completes the lines of the rifle. But the 10-rounder isn't terrible either, but I just can't use it for hunting. Cartridges of the World, 6th edition. Pretty handy book. Especially for a guy like me with a lot of obsolete cartridges. Let's see if I can't find it. There it is. And apparently the person who owned this book previously also had it for 351. But a little bit of information there if you just want to pause the video and check it out. There's the gun. So as you can see, their version in the book is the same as mine, just with a 5-rounder. So I think they did ship with a 5 originally. But the load that I'm going to use uses 4227 powder, 108 grain bullet, 4227 with 20 grains with a muzzle velocity of 1840. So that'll be pretty cool. Definitely gonna try it on deer. So that should be a lot of fun. And a lot of you guys who watch my channel like the military style guns. I know I do a lot of military style guns. So something for you guys is, during World War I, a few nations did look at these. France, obviously they were the biggest one. America, we looked at a few of them. Britain, they looked at a lot of them, and so did the Russians. But probably the most prominent user was the French. They converted a lot of these to fully automatic, and supposedly they were just a great little trench clearing device. They were pretty popular. I don't know how many of them survived the Great War, but from what I understand, it did pretty decent. The French liked them a lot. And so much so, I guess they started making their own cartridges based off of this round. From what I understand, there was a neck-down version of this caliber into 8mm, but I don't know if they ever chambered it in anything like this. I don't know enough about it other than to just kind of say what they did. But anyway, pretty cool gun. One of the more expensive guns that Winchester made at the time. And unlike a lot of other Winchester guns, it didn't get super popular. There's kind of like with the Remington Model 8, there's a cult following, and a lot of guys that really, really like them because they understand what they can do with them. Then there's a lot of guys that just don't know what they are because they're not popular guns. They're not really in movies. They're not really anywhere else. This one's gotten kind of a revival recently because there's a new show out with this gun in it. I can't remember the name of it. Oh well. But that's kind of cool. So yeah, there's still a pretty big following that's making parts for these buffers and ammo and new forends. So you can still get a pretty nice 1907 kitted out how you wanted it. I like this gun a lot. At 100 yards with this factory ammunition, I was able to do a group that I could cover with the 5-round magazine. And that's at 100 yards. That's not too bad. That's definitely respectable for a rifle like this. So I was very pleased. So anyway, thanks for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed. Stay tuned. I'm definitely going to be shooting this. Once I get my reloading components in, I've got the dies, I've got the brass, I got the primers, I got everything else. I just need the powder and the bullets. Once I get that stuff, expect a lot of shooting videos with this gun. I will say the biggest downside of this rifle, if you're a reloader like me, is it kicks brass everywhere. And if it jams, it kills the brass, like dead. I had about 4 pieces of brass that were caught in a jam, and I couldn't save any of them, unfortunately. All of them were ruined. I thought I could, but there's no way. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll catch you next time. Stay tuned for more.